Hello and welcome everybody to my channel Omni Bio Entrance, and today we will be discussing West Bengal JEE Board PUMDET exam, that is MSc entrance exam conducted in the year 2023 for the subject Life Science. If you are new to my channel, please do like, share and subscribe. So first question, biological clocks leads to. So So, what is before clocks are for biological clocks are for day-night differentiation and in all organisms. So there are and what is convergent evolution? Two or more distinct species share traits not due to a common ancestor. That is called as convergent evolution. As in the case of wings of birds, bats, butterflies, they all have the same function, but that is for flying, but did not evolve from a common ancestor. Similarly, clocks also outwardly they are very similar in all the species. They function the same in all the species, but they didn't evolve from a common ancestor. So biological clocks is an example of convergent evolution. So answer is A. Then next one. In human eye, the photosensitive compound is made of the following components. So it is made of opsin and retinal. Answer is option D. Then Malthusian catastrophe is related to. So according to Malthusian catastrophe, the population growth is exponential while the growth of food supply and other resources is linear. And this eventually leads to the population decline through famine and starvation. So what does Malthusian catastrophe is related to? Increasing resources to support population growth? No. Decreasing resources due to population growth? No. Population growth is exponential. Linear increase of resources. That is more correct. So answer is option C. Then next one. Which of the following is the closest living relative of human? It is span troglodytes. It is chimpanzee. This is a zoological name for chimpanzee. So the answer here is span troglodytes. Then next one. Human population grows in geometric ratio while food materials increase in arithmetic proportion. Charles Darwin was inspired by this theory. This theory was put forward by. So this theory was put forward by Thomas Malthus. Answer is option C. Genetic drift operates only in. So genetic drift is the mechanism of evolution in which allele frequencies of a population change due to chance. That is called as genetic drift, and it operates in smaller population. So the answer here is option C, that is smaller population. In a species area relationship. So what is this species area relationship? The relationship between number of species and the size of habitat is called as species area relationship. And it states that larger habitat can support larger number of species than smaller habitats. The number of species in a sample increases as the area covered, not the number of species in a sample, it is with regards to habitat. So if you see option B, the number of species in an area of habitat increases as the area of that habitat increases. That is correct. So answer is option B. The next one. According to Shelford's law of tolerance, an organism with wide tolerance limit for environmental factors usually show. So according to this law, species that are able to withstand high stress usually have greater number of distribution and larger population. Greater area of distribution and larger population. That is according to Shelford's law of tolerance. So what is the question here? According to Shelford's law of tolerance, an organism with wide tolerance limit. So it can withstand more stress. Wide tolerance limit for environmental factor usually show wide distribution and high population size. Answer is option B. Then next one. Which cytokine is actively involved in extrinsic apoptotic pathway? So apoptosis is programmed cell death that occurs when the apoptotic program in the cell is activated. The cell undergoes, which is due to apoptosis, it undergoes a series of changes that simultaneously lead to the death of the cell. There are two pathways of apoptosis. One is extrinsic pathway and the other is intrinsic pathway. And extrinsic pathway of apoptosis is initiated by extracellular signals, and these extracellular signals, they activate the death receptor. The death receptor is nothing but tumor necrosis factor alpha. So the cytokine which is actively involved in extrinsic apoptotic pathway is tumor necrosis factor alpha. Answer is option D. Then next one. Gauss's principle of competitive exclusion states that no two species can occupy the same niche indefinitely for the same limiting resources. First answer itself is correct. Larger organism excludes smaller ones through competition. No. More abundant species will exclude less abundant. No. It is only no two species can occupy the same niche indefinitely for the same limiting resources. Competition for the same resource excludes species having different food preferences. That is also not correct. So according to this principle, if two species are occupying same ecological niche and competing for common resources, then superior species will exclude the inferior type of species. So the answer here is option A. In option C also you may get confused because it is a more abundant species. It doesn't tell anything about the abundance of the species. It just says that the superior species will exclude the inferior species through competition. Then next one. The classical and alternative pathways meet in which of the following complement? So complement system, it is a part of the innate immune system, and it complements the antibodies to wipe out the pathogens, and its functions include lysis of bacterial cell, opsonization, inflammation and immune clearance. And complement system, it has got three pathways: classical, alternative and lectin pathway, and all these three pathways, they meet at C3 activation. So the answer here is option D, C3. Then next one. Tissue transplantation between genetically different individuals within a species is termed as allograft. Answer is option B. What is isograft? It is a type of transplant in which the donor and the recipient are genetically identical. That is, example is graft between monozygotic twins, identical twins. That is called as isograft. What is xenograft? The graft of tissue taken from a donor of one species and grafted to the recipient of another species. Two different species are involved in xenograft. So that is option C. Then autograft. Autograft is graft of transplant from one body part or to another of the same individual. That is called as autograft. Auto means self. So it is taken from your leg and it is transplanted to your face, means the tissue taken from the leg and transplanted to your face, to your own face, then it is autograft. Answer is allograft, that is option B. Then next one. Which of the following interaction occurs during T-cell B-cell cooperation? It is CD28B7 interaction. Answer is option D. Contraction of gallbladder is caused by. Now they have given secretin and cholecystokinin. They both are secreted by endocrinal cells of the duodenal cell in response to that is called colchicine in response to fatty foods, and secretin due to the presence of HCl in the chyme. Secretin, what it does is it releases the pancreatic juice from the pancreas, and cholecystokinin is involved in contraction of the gallbladder. So the answer here is option B, that is cholecystokinin. Then which of the following protects damage to the lungs due to overstretching? So there are stretch receptors present on the walls of alveoli in the lungs. So when maximum air gets filled in the alveoli through inhalation, these receptors are activated. This activates the Herring-Brewer effect, arc, reflex arc, and this arc it will send inhibitory signal to the inspiratory center to switch off inspiration. Thus, Herring-Brewer reflex prevents the alveoli from overstretching and bursting. So, which of the following protects damage to the lungs due to overstretching is Herring-Brewer effect? Answer is option C. Then hyperpolarization of cardiac muscle is caused by, so the opening of channels that let positive ions flow out of the cell, that is outflux of K positive ions, or negative ion, that is chloride ions, to flow in, can cause hyperpolarization. But here they have not given anything regarding chloride ion. So outflux of K positive is the answer as per me. As per your answer key, it is influx of Na positive. Then next one. What will be the net charge of protein at pH 7.4 which has isoelectric point at 6.8? So here the Pi, that is 6.8, is less than pH value, that is 7.4. So the protein will have a net negative charge. So the answer here is option B. If pH is less than Pi, then the protein will have a net negative charge, and if Pi is greater than pH, then the protein will have a positive charge. So here the answer is negative. Then next one. What fraction of Vmax is observed at S equal 4 km? So we know the Michaelis-Menten equation. V0 is equal to Vmax concentration of S by Km plus concentration of X. So Vmax into, we have to substitute 4 km for concentration of S as per given in the question. Substitute, then solve, then you will get 4 by 5 Vmax. So the answer here is option A, that is 4 by 5 Vmax. Then next one. The plateau phase of cardiac action potential is due to. So there are 5 phases in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So totally 5 phases for cardiac action potential. The phase 4, that is resting phase. And here resting membrane potential due to the activity of here this phase. Na plus K plus AT phase pump for the, and is due activity of Na plus K plus pump. The exchange of 3 Na plus ions out for 2 K plus ions in maintains the resting membrane potential to minus 96 or 92 MV. Some textbooks it is given as minus 90 MV also. Then comes phase 0. Here depolarization to approximately plus 52 MV due to Na plus influx via fast sodium channels. That is at phase 0. Then comes phase 1, that is this. Partial repolarization due to closure of fast sodium channels and efflux of potassium and chloride ions. That is, chloride and potassium ions go out. That is phase 1. Then phase 2 is the plateau phase, and it is maintained by the influx of calcium ions and outflux of K positive ions. Then phase 3, it is repolarization back to resting membrane potential due to potassium outflux or efflux and the closure of sodium and calcium channels. So what they have asked is plateau phase of cardiac action potential is due to, that is phase 2, that is the plateau phase. Here calcium ions are taken in, K plus ions are gone out. So the answer here is, if you see the options, opening of K channel, no. Opening of Na plus channel, no. Closing of Na plus channels, no. It is opening of slow Ca2 plus channels. Answer is option C. Then next one. Main driving force for counter current multiplier system is counter current multiplier system mechanism that allows for the production of concentrated urine. So it is reabsorption of Na plus in thick ascending limb. Answer is option A. Then next one. Which of the following methods would give you the most precise and accurate information about where and when a given gene is expressed? Given gene is expressed means you have to go for DNA microarray. Answer is option A. Then next one. Presence of which of the following on cell surface is an indicator of apoptosis? I already explained what is apoptosis. And during apoptosis, phosphatidylserine moves from the inner to the outer layer of the cell's plasma membrane. So presence of which of the following on the cell surface is an indicator of apoptosis? It is phosphatidylserine. Answer is option B. Then next one. Retinoblastoma controls which of the following cell cycle phase transition? It is G1 to S transition that retinoblastoma controls. Then which cytokinin can act both as pro-inflammatory and anti-inflammatory mediator? It is interleukin 6. Answer is option A. Then MHC2 molecule present. So what do MHC2 molecule present to T cells? Processed self-antigen from proteasome, that is presented by MHC1, not MHC2. Processed foreign antigens from phagolysosomes, that is presented by MHC2. Answer is option B. Then next one. Importance of HMP shunt is production of pentose sugars, production of ribose sugar and NADH, production of hexose sugars, production of ribose 5-phosphate and NADPH. That is more correct. Answer is option D. So next question. What is the Hardy-Weinberg equation? P square plus 2PQ plus Q square is equal to 1. That is Hardy-Weinberg equation. Answer is option C. Direct repeats in the IS element are present in. So as per the answer key, it is within the inverted repeat, but after searching the net, I got this. I will explain to you. So IS element is a short DNA sequence that moves from one location to another It has got terminal inverted repeats, that is what is shown in with numbers 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 9 8 7 6 5 4 3 2 1. So that is inverted repeat. One it is read in 1 2 3 4 correct direction, the other it is the opposite way around 9 8 7 6 5 4 3 2 1. And this IS element, it codes for nothing but the transposase gene which is necessary for its own transposition. Now once an IS element comes in contact with this target site, the target site will get duplicated. This leads to the production of or generation of direct repeats at the ends of the it will lead to the generation of direct repeats. So this is the transposon. These are the inverted repeats and this is the target site, that is direct repeat. It is ATGCA, ATGCA, ATGCA. That is what I told, the target site get duplicated. Here also one same sequence, here also same sequence. Between that sequence you have got the IS element getting incorporated. So this is the target repeat. This is also the target site, it got duplicated. So it is direct repeat. Then next one. Which of the following pair is wrongly matched? Action potential Na plus, multiple alleles ABO blood group, female Drosophila heterogametic. Female Drosophila is homogametic but male Drosophila are heterogametic and have XY chromosomes, while the females are homogametic and have two similar sex chromosomes, that is X and X, just like human beings. So the answer here is they have asked for the wrongly matched one. So it is female Drosophila, heterogametic. Then next one. Degeneracy of genetic code means. So degeneracy means one amino acid can be coded by more than one codon. That is called as degeneracy of the genetic code. Lysine has got 6 codons. So single amino acid lysine is coded by 6 codons. So that is one amino acid can be coded by more than one codon. Then next one. The subunit of RNA polymerase holoenzymes are. So it is alpha 2, beta, beta dash, omega and sigma. Answer is option B. Coenzyme Q is involved in electron transport as supplying directly to molecular oxygen. No. A water soluble. No. It is lipid soluble. Covalently attached cytochrome cofactor. No. A lipid soluble electron carrier. D is the correct answer. Then water splitting complex is associated with pigment system 2, but they have not given pigment system 2 in the options. Okay, we will see. And it is located on the inner side of the thylakoid membrane, that they have given in the option. That is option D, inner side of the thylakoid membrane. Then next one. Which of these is not a characteristic of C4 plants? Toleration of high temperature. Here it is of not OD, it is a typing mistake. Toleration of high temperature, response to high light intensities, greater productivity and photorespiration. They have asked which is not a characteristic of C4 plant. It is photorespiration. C4 plants don't undergo photorespiration. Photorespiration, what is it? It is rubisco attaches to molecular oxygen in C3 plants, and one molecule of phosphoglycerate and one molecule of phosphoglycolate are produced, and this is known as photorespiration. Whereas C4 plants, they have a unique method for increasing carbon dioxide levels for the rubisco binding. So and that is Oxaloacetate is degraded via the Hatch and Slag pathway releasing carbon dioxide. And this guarantees a high intercellular carbon dioxide concentration. So high intercellular carbon dioxide concentration means Rubisco will naturally bind to carbon dioxide. As a result, Rubisco will bind to carbon dioxide rather than oxygen, and there is no photorespiration in C4 plants. Which of the following promotes the opening of the stomatal aperture? The guard cell walls microfibrils work together to control the opening of the stomata. The orientation of cellulose microfibril take place radially rather than longitudinally as given in the option D. And this will cause the opening of the stomata. So radial orientation of cellulose microfibrils in the cell wall of the guard cells. Answer is option C, whereas it is longitudinal orientation in option D, which is not correct. A decrease in guard cell turgidity. So with the if there is a decrease in guard cell turgidity, it means it will result in stomatal closure. Only an increase in turgidity within the guard cells will result in opening of the stomatal pore. So that is not correct. Contraction of the outer walls of guard cells. Due to contraction of the outer walls of the guard cell, closing of the stomata take place. So it is option C, that is the answer. Then next one. The suprachiasmatic nucleus influences the release of melatonin by its effect on the pineal gland. Answer is option D. Teichoic acids are typically found in, so they are found in gram-positive bacteria. So option C and D need not be taken into consideration. We will see A and B. Cell walls of gram-positive bacteria, outer membranes of gram-positive bacteria. So teichoic acid is found in the cell walls of gram-positive bacteria. Answer is option A. All Enterobacteriaceae share all of the following characteristics except ferment glucose, reduce nitrates to nitrites, gram-negative, oxidase positive. They are not oxidase positive, but they are oxidase negative. So they have asked all of the following characteristics except. So it is oxidase positive is the answer. Answer is option C. Then match column 1 with column 2 to find out which of the following options have all correct answers. So this is column 1 and this is column 2. So gap junctions, they are connexins. So 1D. If you see B and C, they have got 1D. So A and B can be ruled out. Then polyspermy is cortisol granules. 2C. 2C. So option B may be the answer. We will see. 2C. Then hyaluronidase is during fertilization. So 3A. And oocyte maturation inhibition by cyclic AMP involves a cyclic AMP. So 1D, 2C, 3A and 4B. Answer is option B. Then which is the key hormonal trigger for the pre-ovulatory LH surge in women? So estrogen induces the LH surge by acting on the pituitary and hypothalamus. Estrogen is also called as estradiol. So rising level of estradiol is the answer. Answer is option A. Then in flowering plants, megaspore mother cell or megasporocyte develops into functional embryo sac. They have asked megaspore mother cell. It develops into functional embryo sac. Then lac I codes for the repressor. Answer is option D. Beta galactosidase is coded by Z, transacetylase by Y, I think. So LAC-I is codes for the repressor protein. Then regulatory sequence on mRNA molecule that alters gene expression by undergoing conformational change after binding to the regulatory molecule is known as. So regulatory sequence on mRNA molecule. So it is found on the mRNA molecule and it alters gene expression. How? By undergoing conformational change after binding to the regulatory molecule. So it is known as riboswitch. Answer is option D. Then next one. Which DNA polymerase have 5' to 3' exonuclease activity? It is DNA polymerase 1. Answer is option C. Then function of helicase in DNA replication. Induction of negative supercoiling in double-stranded DNA. That is by DNA gyrase. Breaking the hydrogen bonds between the base pairs. That is the function of helicase. Synthesis of short RNA sequences. That is by primase and proofreading by DNA polymerase. So they have asked function of helicase, so it is answer B. Then next one. In the pedigree analysis, the meaning of the symbol is, so they have given a symbol here that is square, then joined to 0 by 2 lines. So joined to circle, not 0, circle by 2 lines. So it is mating between relatives. Answer is option C. Then next one. If the gene frequency between genes A and C is 2%, B and C is 13%, B and D is 4%, and A and B is 15%, C and D is 17%, and A and D is 19%, then the chromosome gene sequence will be. So the largest distance is 19%, so A and D, they are very far away. So A here, D here, A and D at the ends. That is found in C and D. Now you have to see for B and C location. So they have given A and C is 2%. So C is nearer to A. So it must be A, C and B. We will check it out. Now A and C is 19%. So that's correct. A and C 2%. That is okay. B and C 13. B and C 13. This one. That is okay. B and D 4%. Okay. B and D 4%. A and B 15. So A and B. So 2 plus 13 is 15. So that is also correct. C and D 17. 13 plus 4 is 17. A and D is 19%. So A, C, B, D is the correct sequence. Answer is option D. Then vancomycin is obtained from Amycoptosis orientalis. Answer is option C. Purification and recovery of the production after fermentation is called downstream processing. Answer is option B. Which was the first disease for which chemotherapeutic agent was used? That is syphilis. Answer is option B. So that's it. Thank you for watching my channel. Please do like, share and subscribe. Thank you.